1, 2, check.
All right, let's see, we're recording, everything's all set there, we've got this owl working properly.
Good evening.
Okay, I will call the Bristol Selectboard meeting to order on Monday, August 10th, 2026. Approval of agenda. Any additional items for this evening's agenda?
No.
Okay, moving on. Public forum, 5 minutes per person for anything non-agenda related. Out there in the humongous audience in front of us, Sharon or Chris, or if Michael or Neat has anything to say? Hearing none, moving on. Item 4, consent agenda. There are a few items on this list. We've got 4A, approval of past meeting minutes from July 27th. We've got 4B, approval of a check warrant and any liquor or tobacco licenses. 4C, we're accepting the final scoping study for the West Street Sidewalk Improvement Scoping Study. That's the final report. And 4D is the resignation of probationary firefighter Toby LaRose, acceptance of that. And then finally 4E, authorization to submit for the FY 2027 Addison County Regional Planning TAC, Transportation Planning Study Grant Application. Just need a signature, that's due tomorrow, and we'd like to be able to apply for that. They have a pool of money, 50 to 60,000. They usually fund 3 studies, and we're looking at a study that would be 25 to 30,000. And that study is for downtown Bristol access study. This sort of jumps off the discussions we've had that stemmed from the West Street sidewalk scoping study, deals with speed and move traffic patterns in town, various things like that. Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Okay, we have a motion to have a second. Okay, motion second. Any questions for the consent agenda?
Greg, can I ask you a couple questions on this TAC?
Yeah.
You put East Street to just past Drake Smith Road. Are you talking about to the speed sign? Because the speed sign is like east of, or north of, okay.
Yeah, it's generally trying to get it where just as you're coming in and you're going past the Lord's Prayer, that's when you're sort of, you still see kind of higher traffic.
Right,
just
that's
before
where you speed before you get up the hill.
I know.
So when you get to the top, you hit
So I try
30.
to include, it's quite a broad study versus just the downtown, but I was trying to capture as many of the entry corridors as possible, just to see, because we had talked about Lord's Prayer, speed limits down there as well, so.
Okay.
Should we say, just to follow up on that, should we say from where the speed drops to 30?
We could, yeah.
And that, because that would
Yeah,
capture.
it's still a draft
the-
application.
Well, that's what I'm saying, the
Right.
speed sign, that's.
Sure.
Oh, I thought you meant the one that shows you what your speed is.
Yeah,
You
no.
mean
No,
the
yeah,
speed
just
limit.
The
before.
reduced speed ahead.
Yes.
The one that
says
talked
it's
about that one down by you, the one, could the study also look into possibly bringing that down further?
Sure. Yeah.
Instead of crossing Jessica's place, put it down just before the Lord's Prayer, where it changes.
Oh, okay.
I don't
'Cause
know
that's what we
about
do it-
that. You got enough to complain about Lord's Prayer Rock, or you can put it down there.
But also the
East of
reason,
Lord's Prayer Rock,
No, I
where it
just don't
changes
know
from
that
the,
there's room.
the
I mean, that's what
reason,
we do at the old Pine Tree Gardens.
Yes.
It changes from
Correct.
30 to 40,
I
and
think
that's where the
Bruce,
sign is.
because I asked Bruce about that when he first put it in, and he said that they wanted to put it at the top of the hill because they were worried that people were like, oh, I need to keep my speed up for the hill, and they wanted to remind them, once you got to the top of the hill, you need to slow
Slow
back
down.
down.
Those residents between the Lord's Prayer Rock and your sign are still built in the former.
Right.
No, they definitely are.
Yeah,
It's just, that was his logic about putting it there. So, but we could also maybe get us another one. Like we could put 2 there.
I just thought that part of that study could be, what's the possibility?
Sure.
What would say, could we slow it down when we tell you to slow down?
Yeah.
At 30, we want you doing 30 before the Lord's Prayer Rock, right where it changes.
Yeah, and we'll have full.
Instead of
ability.
another
If-
quarter
if
mile
we-
up the road.
If we write this and we get approved, we'll have full ability to sort of design, and ask the questions that we want to get answered.
Okay, 2
People
more.
do 30 when they come by the sign if Bruce is sitting at Lord's Prayer.
It's just a cardboard cutout of Bruce.
Or Andrews,
All right,
he's
so-
over to Butcher
Um,
Road.
What speed limit are you thinking for the downtown development area, which I assume is the main street?
Correct. I don't know, again, guided by this study. So we have, because of the downtown designation, we have the ability to go lower than 25, which most towns don't. There aren't a lot of towns that have even lower speed limits directly on their main street, because generally, because of traffic and pedestrians, you're already going slower. It's rare that somebody is tearing through there.
Right.
It happens occasionally. You know, a truck got hit recently.
Yeah.
But it would be something that hopefully the study would reveal what are our options to be able to have. But I know that it's difficult because there are certain distances that you need to post between signs to allow drivers to actually slow down to then get to that speed limit safely. So we have limitations there. But
And then my last question is are you asking eventually for 25 for the entire village area? Is what you're calling the core? Is that what you're calling the core?
yes.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what you were.
Yeah, I mean,
So like, you were talking about Pine Street, but
Yes.
not Plank Road, down to Plank Road.
Correct.
So we're talking.
yeah, it was mainly the old village area, because that's what we've always talked about in the past. We know that North Street is wider, it can be faster, so
Yeah.
I started back, further than that, thinking that Pine would be our beginning point, since the density starts to get higher there. And just to see, and I think, more than likely, had we previously discussed years ago, in terms of if we are able to reduce it, it would be a reduction throughout the entire village, because I think road by road is far more complicated,
Right.
but I think that's why you do this study, to see what can be revealed.
Yeah.
And what other towns have done. They'll have all sorts of comparisons, so it gives us a nice solid document, and also it gives us the material that we need to present to the state to say, hey, this is what we'd like to do, we can do these things to slow down traffic in these areas, but we still want to be able to reduce the speed limit overall if it's something that's what's recommended.
I would think if the town of Huntington can have 25 miles through the center of their town, then we
Yes.
ought to be able to have it through the center of ours.
Maybe they
I
didn't go
agree
through the
with
proper channels.
They probably didn't.
I had a question about, for the Bicycle and Pedestrian Safety Committee.
Yes.
Do they have a role that's specified with this, or that will just be figured out if we get
I
the,
think figured out if we get it.
if we get it?
It's a
Okay.
last minute thing, and because we only fund 3, I'm hopeful, but, it's a big ask, and it's quite a broad, literally broad area, so we'll see what we get. But yes, they can definitely be involved. I know that, that group has struggled with attendance and things like that, to be able to
Yeah.
move things forward, but it does seem like a very good grant for them and that group to be involved with. Any further questions on the consent agenda?
The warrant is $282,247.78.
So thank you. And I'd like to thank firefighter Cody LaRose for his service as a firefighter.
Yeah, it's a shame to lose him, but he's headed off to school and not gonna be
That's a good
around.
thing.
Damn young kids.
All right, any further questions? Where's Joel? Joel's gone, thank you.
Bathroom.
All right, here he's back. All right, hearing none, all those in favor to approve the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Motion carries.
You have to sign.
Item 5, regular business. 5A, policies and ordinances updates. Procurement policy, this is meeting 3. This is our 3rd reading, and this is our possible adoption meeting. Greg.
We're not adopting Greg.
I mean, we haven't made any for
We
years.
have adopted you already,
I mean, we cleaned up the adjustments from the board's notes. Sent it out last week, everyone had an opportunity to read it, it's just up for adoption. I don't think there's really too much to hash out for current policy, but I think the board's,
No, I think.
Were there any further questions from the board on the procurement policy and the updates that were done?
I was just trying to remember when we went over this before, where the changes were. Was it in the conduct and compliance, or?
Basically, everything to meet state statute is what
Are you
we're
talking,
changing.
are you
Okay.
talking the procurement policy, or are you talking about conflict of interest policy?
Who knows? Who knows what I'm talking
This
about at
is
this point?
procurement.
Okay.
Yeah.
this is just about who's authorized to spend what limit, and what situation.
Okay, this is the first one that we did, okay.
Yeah.
Just for like audit.
Oh, Peter, you had a public comment?
I
Okay.
wanted, if I could, just
Sure.
to get any feedback in case, as I made a presentation for about 5 minutes that took up the whole time, I just wanted to come back and see if there were any thoughts, any feedback from the things I said, like just emotional coaching. I don't again, I hope it's remembered, but I don't expect it is, but I'm gonna shut up and see if there's any feedback.
I don't think we did at this point. I mean, I know we all made notes about it and talked,
Right.
said, that's something we should talk about, but we didn't really have a discussion.
Okay.
I think there's several outlets that you could be plugged into if you just had better awareness that those outlets were available.
That's probably true,
So
and
what-
I'm willing to,
So I made a note
I'd
to
love
talk
to
to
give
you.
you
but-
my email address.
Yes.
Could I do that right
Please
now?
do, and I will.
When you're ready.
But you email me.
Oh,
Please email me. and
okay, I
then
just need your email address then.
It's just townadmin@Bristol.
I gotta write this down.
Here you go.
Here.
Just use the back of that.
Thanks, Frank. Thank you.
There's quite a few more.
Sorry for the interruption, out of order, but
No, we're moving quickly.
good.
There you go.
Awesome.
You'll hear from me within
Thanks, Peter.
24 hours. Be well.
Have a good evening. All right, so procurement. This
Yes.
is our purchasing policy, essentially called a procurement policy. A lot of things to bring it up to speed with Vermont statute. Also, a lot of our previous figures in there were much lower at a town of our size and the
Right.
projects that we're doing. And so
Those
those
were
were
the
also
changes.
changed as
Okay.
well. Yeah, to allow the town administrator to be able to move on projects at the level that we're at now. I think the last
Okay.
time this was updated, which was 10 years ago, possibly.
2017.
Right.
Like, for instance, also things that cost so much more that it would require your all's approval for us to pre-buy fuel based on the
Right,
whole procurement.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
we just made some adjustments there, and then based on our audit, tied up
Right.
some loose ends there, and then have it forward facing to future audits to close those loops.
That's good.
Okay. I have a motion to adopt the Bristol procurement policy.
And Greg.
Second.
And,
Yes.
and,
Did Pete,
Oh, done. Yes.
did Peter
Lot of
motion?
faker,
Did you motion?
I did not.
I'll make the motion.
Oh.
You seconded it, and I'm like, I don't think I heard somebody
It
It
second.
sounded like I was making the motion,
I
but
think it was Greg who was talking. I
Michelle
thought
made
it
the
was
motion,
Peter.
Jessica seconded. Any
No, I
further
didn't say
discussion
anything.
on the
Sorry.
procurement policy?
For once, I kept my mouth shut.
Hearing none, all those in favor to adopt the Bristol procurement policy, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Motion carries. Great. We have a new adoption of that, and you'll finalize that and send out copies for the final thing and add that to the necessary areas. Fantastic. And we're still bring back the personnel for the second round at our next meeting. And then we'll also, I hope to have comments back from legal for the
Conflict of interest.
conflict of interest.
He's working on it.
Oh, yes, okay, good. And so hopefully we'll bring those back. Conflict of interest will be a third meeting, hopefully get that adopted, which would be nice. And then we can start working on some of the other ones as well. Okay, we're on already getting through this. 5B, Select Board Roundtable. Any items the board members wish to share? Joel.
Yeah, a couple of things, just, I talked it over with Greg this morning, showed him some pictures, I wanna show you guys some pictures. I'd like to, I think what Eric did up the
Me, yeah.
no, Berkeley Road intersection, or Boss's Corner where that stop sign that.
Yeah.
I think it's a great first step. I took the pictures of a stop sign at Old Orchard Beach where people got killed at that, and now that's a four-way stop. You see with the solar panel on top of it. And,
So it
I
has
will
the
do-
beacon light.
it would, that,
Just lights up the stop sign, right?
Oh, lights
That-
up the stop sign. Okay.
that, see, right there? See how much?
Oh, yeah,
See
yeah.
that is?
That is very visible.
And then they've got one also that looks like,
Yeah, that one doesn't, I don't know if it's the way it's.
It doesn't
facing.
right now.
You don't pick it up unless you,
Boss's
until
Corner,
you
you're talking
get
about
right
the
to
What
it.
are you
Down by-
describing, Joel? Can you describe it for us since we can't?
it's a stop sign
A
that
lighted stop sign.
It's
Yeah,
got the
blanks.
lights around the.
blanks,
Around the
and then
edges.
they also have it, you know, that could probably go on Burpee Road somewhere, one like
And that
that.
lights up.
Okay.
That lights up also. And I would just soon do the research with the state police, how many Peter and Chris and I know how many accidents we've had a year at that Boss's Corner, or.
That's the one down at the far, by Hills,
Down,
Okay.
yeah, by,
by the corner.
Intersection of Burpee and
Yeah.
Moncton.
and then also maybe do some research on how many accidents we've had more there at Plank Road, by the cemetery, Plank Road in Burpee.
But that's usually somebody who stops and then pulls out in front of a car.
Right.
That's not necessarily,
Yeah, but, you know, if we could then maybe stick Frida on getting us a grant to maybe get these signs.
So with so for those 3 locations, that would be solved by the same,
2 locations.
2
oh, 2
locations.
locations, solved by the same technology, the flashing.
Right,
flashing stop
I would
signs.
hope.
Just to bring more awareness of
You
that.
could make that Plank Road and Burpee Road
oh,
a 4-way stop.
Within here.
you could,
Just saying.
you could.
But, I mean,
I think
Boston's
that's-
Boston's Corner, as we refer to it.
Absolutely needed though. I mean, it may not, maybe something where traffic information reveals that it's not.
The,
not heavy-
the accidents
heavy
on,
accident area.
the accidents on Burpee and Plank are typically somebody not seeing, well, they're probably partially speed related, people on Burpee.
Yeah,
And then they're partially people not
Think they got time to
seeing
pull
them
out.
and think they got, or think they have time and don't.
I see.
Yeah.
It's people
The
going,
sight distance is what, I mean, the
It's
sight
better.
distance
Yeah.
from the north is good enough. Sight distance from the south
It's
could be
not,
iffy
yeah,
because there's that
exactly.
little.
And you have to kind of
little
pull
dip in.
up a little.
Yeah, but,
But anyway, Greg and I were mentioning, I had to take those pictures this week up in Old
Okay.
Orchard, and I thought, what a good thing to, you know, cause the state is at us, and Green Mountain Power wants to move the pole, and we all know that, you know, the state wanted at one time, you would stop going north on Moncton Road and let Burpee go right straight through.
that would be problematic.
And that would be
Yes.
speed.
Okay,
So I'll do the research and bring it back as an agenda item,
okay, sure.
okay?
Anything else?
And
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay, Michelle. Jessica.
you should
Okay.
have a lot.
Ah, here we
I got a
go.
binder for
Here we go.
She got a
Well,
binder for
it was the East Street house, but now it's coming down, so that's perfect.
That one I've crossed off, and the
That's good.
speed stuff, I've crossed those off my list. One thing that I was none of these things have to happen right away. I was just hoping we could work on them this year. One was to figure out how to create some sort of tool that would help us better understand the budget reports, because now we're doing those monthly budget reports, which are really, really great, except that it's hard for me to know exactly how to use it, right? It would be nice if there was some quick and easy way to sort of like a, you know, just glance at it and see overall progress or something.
So you'd like to see, a variance report?
Yeah, so instead of the full budget reports, which might not be necessary, more just sort of an indicator, like how things are progressing. Is this the same as last year? Are we above or below? You know, just, especially for me, like, I don't understand necessarily the,
Monthly, we get a monthly, I thought we got them quarterly.
I send,
I don't know.
I send them to you monthly.
Yeah, I have them all saved.
I must not be getting them, because I haven't seen a budget report.
Oh,
Just one of the things, right now in the budget report, you get all of the detail under
Yes.
every, do you need that? Would it make
No.
more sense if you did just the headers, give you those amounts, and then if you needed more detail, you can ask for it?
But also putting it in comparison, like what I don't understand is some departments spend their money all at once, others spend it at particular points.
Gotcha.
So I can't tell, like for me, sometimes I get a budget report and I'm like, oh my gosh, that seems like a lot. But
We're at
maybe that-
100%.
Yeah, but maybe that's their normal spend, right?
So look at like a 3-year trending
Yes.
and that kind of thing. Okay.
Exactly.
I can play
That
with
would be helpful, because then I think what it will help us do is sort of understand how our financial picture is unfolding over time, instead of just doing it all in the fall like we normally do, when then we can't really do much about it, right? So it would be nice if we had some sort of like easy tracking tool, and so instead of doing the full report, just to do some sort of like comparison, like this is where each department is, and this is normal, or this is different, something like that. Because then we could ask more informed questions and try to figure out what's going on.
Sounds good.
The other question I had was if we could reach out to Lincoln and have them share their experience with the reforms that they did for their town meeting, with like the clicking and the idea of moving more things to Australian ballot.
The what? The clipping?
The clicking.
Oh,
so they
clicking.
had people, instead of us standing there trying to
Count
count them. Yes. Not that I don't enjoy that fun thing that we do, but it's not very accurate. It's not, it can't be, right? And so I would just be curious to hear what their perspective is, and if any of those things, maybe they didn't work, but maybe they did, and we'd want to think about them. So I'd just like to hear from them.
Given, can I ask a question?
yeah.
Given your involvement with So the promotion of town meeting, is that something you'd like to handle yourself in terms
Yeah.
of that research?
I'm happy to do that, and, but I'm assuming you guys would also like to hear.
Yes.
So I was thinking maybe we could invite them to like present to us or, you
Okay.
know, something at
Sure.
a meeting.
Yeah,
And then the other thing, and I know Joel will support me with this, is to work a little bit more on the sidewalk maintenance schedule. To update that if we need to update it, but also to make sure that we're getting regular repairs
Well, you-
in the schedule.
While you say that, Greg and I and Eric have an 11 o'clock
Good.
sidewalk. We're getting on the golf cart and we're riding every sidewalk with
Perfect.
with our measuring wheel.
Good.
And,
And
this,
then let's
this Thursday at
publish that.
11.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do that. And Eric's gonna also mark places that, he's gotta send the guys out to, okay.
To do some
This section on
repairs.
such and such a street needs to be trimmed, back to
Yes.
bushes and
oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh, so trimming, but, and then he's also been doing sort of spot repairs, which I think that's a really good way to make sure that people don't get hurt while we're waiting to repair the sidewalks.
Right.
But the number one question for me that I get whenever I'm talking to people is they wanna know when their sidewalks are gonna get repaired. So I think if we could try to have a more transparent way for people to understand when their sidewalks will get fixed, are they getting a repair or a full replace? Just like a little bit more transparency about that.
A master plan.
Yeah, and one that's easy for the public to see also. And then the other thing is, as we look around, nobody's here at this meeting, right? And
Nobody what?
Nobody's here at the meeting.
Oh.
And, well, but they have to be. We didn't
No,
say
they
to
don't
them, would
have
you
to.
like to stay?
Mike's here?
But my point is just that, and you know, I know that we Meet TV records, and I try to write up my notes and put them on Front Porch Forum. Like, we do try to get things out there a little bit more. But I was wondering maybe if we want to do some sort of outreach, like, and I would volunteer to help with this, but maybe we could do something at like Harvest Festival where we say, you know, why should you go to the select board meetings? Like, what can you learn there? You don't have to go in person. You can watch on Zoom. You know, maybe we could do some sort of like civic outreach so that people would feel more invited into the space. Now, they can still choose not to come, right? But we can also try to make
You know
the
how
effort.
get up people here?
Yeah.
Screw up. Screw up.
Or have something
We're
that's
spending.
very contested.
Do some wrong things and that's
Yeah.
when you fill up.
Sorry, I'll get on that.
No, I didn't mean that loud, but
But on Zoom, it's like, it's such an easy, low cost
maybe
way.
one of the
Yeah.
suggestions is every Sunday before tonight's meeting or the Saturday, put it on Front Porch Forum, just a reminder.
Well, really,
I think
Greg
the-
did-
Greg
Greg
has it on-
put
Yeah, Greg
there.
does that, yeah.
I think the other thing that has happened is the format of our meeting has changed, so it's not a 4-hour meeting anymore.
Yes.
So people might be more inclined to zoom in
Right.
if they knew it was only gonna be an hour.
If we say it's an hour and that the times are listed on the agenda, there's a Zoom link, your camera's off, no one's gonna see you, you can be like in your pajamas or making dinner or something like that, and still tune in, and if you wanna know like what's happening in town, like what the current events are. You know, every time I post my notes, I get lots of emails, people saying, thank you so much, I wanna know what's going on.
Yeah.
And of course I could, you know, send them a snarky response of like, well, then come to the meetings. But I think that it might be nice to sort of make a little bit more outreach and explain how easy it is now to participate.
I'm wondering, you know, you do your notes, you know,
Yeah.
and sometimes that's just your interpretation
Yeah,
too.
yeah, just,
I wonder if just posting, I know the minutes are posted on the website, but what if you post them on
Sure.
Front Porch Forum?
Yeah.
You know, and that way they're there to read.
Or at least a link to them.
the
Yeah.
link, yeah, exactly.
Say,
Yeah,
you
link
know,
all
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah, I know,
if
it'll be
it's
too
more than
much.
6 or 8 lines, I just go by.
It also gets truncated too.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
So
one,
put the link.
to build off of what you're both
Yeah.
saying is, obviously, I also identify we have some major communication gaps. But there's also a lot of it's just about resources and time and people to do things. We essentially have 2 Middlebury students, one of them for communications.
Oh, great,
So we're gonna build out an external
good.
communications, and then that, when we're speaking to both needs to be a part of it, but we need to do better, and I think a lot of it also comes into redesigning the website and making it more user-friendly instead of like this archive of all things
Yes, and you
Bristol.
have to know what
Where
you're
you're like,
searching,
I don't
yeah.
even know.
Where you have to go down. and
Yeah,
down and
it's just
down
like-
to get-
I work here,
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't know, I'm not sharing.
Just give up after a certain point.
Do I go down that rabbit hole
I
or
would
not?
rather Sharon be mad at me than have to.
Navigate the website.
I think there's a blending of like bringing in some technological and also in-person outreach.
There's a responsibility on both sides too.
Yep, sure. And
Definitely.
also,
I
this
think-
is gonna be open in the next month.
Yeah.
And we're moving on up.
Yeah, but I think also like a lot of people envision the commitment to be much more than it is. And I think if we explain all the changes that we've made, that it's not 4-hour long meetings and that the agenda is actually really clear and has sort of timestamps with it. It's on Zoom. Like, I think if we explain that, we might actually see that more people
Sure.
will tune in.
You mean the commitment for the people to come? It's
Yes,
not- I was
our
gonna say-
commitment is the same.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Our commitment is
I
the
was gonna say,
same.
we have a big
Yeah,
commitment, but.
yeah.
Well, I think
No.
also Monday nights at this time are probably difficult for a lot of folks with kids.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just a matter of getting the YouTube clips or in a different format more readily available to them. Because that's
Yeah.
probably, that's how I digest information as a busy person, and I guarantee it's how other people digest
There's a
information.
lot of people that watch this on Neat.
That's what I'm
It's amazing how many people, I saw you have trouble sleeping,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna try that.
Right, but also when during COVID, you know, when we moved the meetings onto this Zoom format, I used to, of course, you know, have my camera off, but I'd be like in the kitchen making dinner, you know, and like if your camera's off, you can do whatever you want. So then it became easier, and sometimes I'm in the room, sometimes I'm out of the room, like putting Draco in the
Camera
bath
on.
or whatever.
Jessica!
Well, no, not now, not now. But back then, when I wasn't on the select board, I was just watching the meetings. You know, I was able to do the stuff at home with the meetings because it's on Zoom. And I just don't know if people have realized that the commitment is a lot less, and that might make more people want to participate.
Sure. I know, increasing the platforms that it's on as well. So, and just access.
But
Yeah.
Joel is absolutely right, and when we do something wrong, that's when, or when we,
Of course,
when
yeah.
we,
Or something sensational,
we
right?
mess
Yeah.
something up,
Yeah.
that's when people get excited.
Or when we try to like redo the gazebo or something. Right.
Change the bandstand,
Yeah,
I
the
mean.
bandstand, yeah.
No, we could post something like that every meeting, and then when we review the agenda, say, just kidding.
And then,
7 and 8.
and then every single person online sort of drops. Right. Okay, that's all I have.
Before you move on, I want to ask, the sidewalk piece, I know Middlebury, because I run my sidewalks in Middlebury, they chew up the sidewalks, you know, we were talking about how you have we decided to do that with some of the higher ones that we're gonna,
Well, they
like, chew them up to try and make them
One is
like
a couple
more of
inches
a.
higher than the other,
Yeah,
they grind it down.
They grind it down
I
and make it.
thought what I saw him doing was pouring, not
Cement?
pavement, yeah, no, not cement, but like, it's like the stuff that they
Cold
put
patch.
to patch the
Cold patch,
potholes,
yeah.
right? So they make like a little ramp, so that your foot at least won't catch on it and make you trip. That's what I've seen
So
it
there,
doing so
it's a
far.
combination of things. The equipment that you need to grind down a certain height.
Yeah.
For a lot of ours that are very high, it's more specialized equipment and bigger to be able to actually grind that down. I think the stuff that we can do, we have been doing, or residents have chipped away a lot. You'll see chips out of them already.
Yeah.
Maybe from the plow, maybe just from residents hacking out. One thing I would suggest, and I saw it in a town that I was in last week, was just spraying a very bright orange line onto
Yep,
just the
I did
sidewalk
see that.
panel. Like, we've never done that, but it's like, it seems such an obvious thing, like, oh, it's just high because there was a tree right there.
They do
And it just-
that.
That's another visual thing. I don't think we've ever done it here. I've never seen it.
No, they do it when you do races.
Oh,
They'll
okay.
do that, you know,
Okay, but
potholes,
I
they'll
mean,
circle the potholes and stuff.
Until we
like
get to
that.
those, like, maybe
Yeah.
it's just a walking around with a spray can to be able to hit it and, you know, hopefully use paint that won't wear out. But
Oh,
at least
you're running
for-
around on Thursday, you guys bring
for
the
one-
Well, Eric,
orange
bringing a-
fluorescent paint. ain't.
we're bringing a wheel that, you know,
Yeah.
we say, okay, guys, this looks like, so we're gonna wheel, and then Greg's, we're gonna make notes. And
Yeah.
Good.
Eric's
So
gonna
can make
paint little
notes about
spots
those.
here
Yeah.
and there, and how many,
But we have ground down a little bit, but I think once we get more involved in like the full overview of this. We have the study from a couple of years ago, it's still live and it's a Google map, that maps everything that the interns did. So that's a great starting point, we need to update that if we're able to.
Exactly.
And then probably build on that, and then start to build sort of how we wanna replace, and then get the schedule where it's a more public.
What the timeline looks like.
Yes.
And then if we can at least say, you know, certain things are flagged for eventual complete renovation, but in the meantime, we're going, here are the fixes we're
Yes.
going to do.
Yeah, it's its own very unique
Yeah,
project.
I would rather us do, let's just do one road, not a section of a road. Just, okay, Church Street needs to
The
be
whole
done,
thing.
just do the whole thing. You know, not, okay, we're gonna do 5 feet on this end, 5 feet on that end, or 10
4
feet
and a
on
half
Liberty
feet in the middle.
Street, or whatever, you know?
well,
I know
I
it's
kinda don't
difficult,
agree with that, because, you know, if you've got 1,100 feet of West Pleasant Street, or Pleasant, all the way to the, you know, where we new section on from Munsell to Liberty, that we got a school grant for. We're gonna say, okay, we're gonna do all Pleasant and West Pleasant, but we're not gonna
Yeah,
tear
but
out
that's-
what we
to me,
just.
that's cut off by Maple. But like, church, like I'm
She
just
just
saying on
needs
Church
more,
Street, more
yeah.
like, more continuous, don't do like
Yeah.
3 panels, skip
No.
to 3 panels.
Because that it allows you also, as you build out your replacement schedule,
You're doing bigger
sections, you're not
sections.
just doing, like you said, one-off. little
One-offs,
chunks.
right.
But, I mean, this is gonna dovetail with, you know, I don't think the board wants to say, okay, we're gonna do West Pleasant Street section, which is really bad from Craig Lewis is down to the corner to Munsell. And then, okay, next year we're coming through with 3 water lines to the houses, and we got to tear up random sidewalk.
Yeah,
Yes.
We're gonna just have to
absolutely.
wait.
Right.
We realize
And
it's
they're
bad, but
emerging.
that's on our first list, as soon as we
Right.
put the water line underneath your sidewalk. going to
And then
your
there are
house.
emergencies and we don't know about those, but the stuff that we have planned
Right.
for, we can plan around. Yeah,
Okay, anything else, Jessica?
that was my list.
Okay, Peter?
I think I am good.
I am good as well. Just so you guys know what I'm working on, we've got, as I mentioned, the, where is it? Conflict of interest policy. So it's hopefully gonna get feedback on that so we can bring that to the next meeting. I'm gonna bring to the board next meeting the electric vehicle charging, the level 2, which is the one that's gonna be on the town green, for approval. So I believe we still have the grant money for that. I'm getting updated quotes from Cummings Electric, which was a new quote that I got probably last year. That was a much better cost. The other one, the original one we got for this project when we got the grant was far beyond and well above what the grant was. But I think the grant will cover everything. And we have good location on the green on the corner of the Park Place, Park Street and North Street. And I think in terms of the policy that we have in terms of the green, this would be considered sort of energy utilities. We'd also be replacing one of the bollards there. So if we dig into that, but we do have, looking at the policy, which is thin, we do have select board preference in terms of approving something. So I'll bring that next week with full details and confirming with the state that the money is still there. And so that's for level 2, very easy to connect. We don't need 3-phase or anything like that, but it would be nice to get something in the way of electric vehicle charging in town, if only the level 2s. Level 3 project seems to be on pause at the moment just because of a number of different complications. So that's what I'm looking at.
And then when we have level 2, we'll get added to all those like tourism maps, right?
Correct.
That we have a place to
Yeah, and
recharge.
anything, all the apps that have it on,
Right.
it'll be there. Hopefully this will be a slightly faster level 2. There are now ones that are, can offer a little bit more time charging for the same amount of time, in terms of distance rather. But part of it too is encouraging people to park there, you know, at least for an hour to be able
Yeah.
to enjoy the downtown. And the town green is the best place because it's town owned, it's through grass. We looked at possibly Parmelo, but that was adding about $5,000 or $6,000 to the cost just to be able to dig under and connect
The
to
pavement, right.
power there. So this seems to be the best thing. I'll have a mock-up and some slides for that, and hopefully get approval to be able to move forward, which would be nice.
I did that something.
Sure.
The stick-in signs on the park, there are signs there that,
Oh, stick in, okay, like the kind
I don't know the exact terminology.
You mean the political signs?
No, they're not
the
political
farmer's market,
signs.
The public
Yeah,
library.
but just the ones that stick
growing.
in the ground.
Yeah, and,
Okay.
Pocock Rock ones.
yeah, and along with the Pocock Rock ones, they're on the signs, the entry to Bristol. Did we okay that permanently when we,
No, that's the Bristol Farmers Market that's on those.
No, the Pocock Rock ones are down at the gateway to Bristol and up by Robert Folk, up by, the
The
flat.
only ones that are up there are the farmers
Those are
market.
farmers markets ones. They
Those
didn't
are-
come to us, but we don't really have any real policy about the entrance
but
signs.
them hitching stuff to our signs? I mean,
No,
if I
it-
came down and hitched something to your sign, wouldn't you be a little excited
Correct.
without your permission?
Yes, and we had talked about this before when I was on Cord, and the decision was not to allow us to put those signs on because it opened up the potential for anybody to put signs on. I saw those and was going to ask. I don't know if it was just
That was-
a previous thing maybe that Core had thinking, oh, we've done this in the past, we'll do it again. But yes, it should be, but we also don't have a complete policy on
Well,
that.
it just, that was, I saw that and I see it in between meetings and I didn't think of it, but then when you brought up the policy for the park, it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, the signs on the park, that really, it really agitates me. There's the ability to put political signs there the day of the election, isn't there?
Yeah. And
I mean, I really
They
don't,
need to go away.
I don't have a problem with that, but these signs that are coming up out there and sticking out there, can we just remove them?
We
Or do
can.
we have a policy?
I think Core with both, because they have two events, the farmer's market and Pocock both spoke with Meredith at the rec department to be able to use those temporary placement. Usually, they would use the side of covers, but because that was redone, there's no ability to do that anymore. The 4th of July asked for hanging signs to be able to hang in downtown. and I
Which
think-
they got permission from the board.
Yep, and then for this, I think Meredith was spoken to for the sign, and it's just because it's happening this weekend, so it's a limited time.
Yeah,
Farmers
there is-
market is the one that's the automatic, it's
Pocock
every
Rock,
week.
There is a policy somewhere that talks about putting signs on our town property. It's
Okay.
not allowed.
Okay, I'll
Which,
figure it
I
out.
don't remember which one it is.
Brings me to, on that note, I know the state put that sign up on the front of the park, it's gonna be there, what, 4 or 5 years now?
Oh, the water line one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I mean, it's in violation of all of our zoning policies. I mean,
The state who funded it, told me I didn't have an option.
okay, I'm saying, they're in violation, so it was just one of those irritations.
It's not in violation of state policy.
It's not in violation of the state, but it's in violation of ours. If we go and violate their policy, we guaranteed they'll let us know. I just,
But it doesn't work both
It's getting a bit
ways.
signy out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's political season's coming, cause you're
Yeah.
seeing signs pop up everywhere, which I totally understand.
As long as they
Um,
come down.
As long
yeah.
as they come down.
Yeah.
Well, they're
But-
gonna be
but
there until
the-
November.
The signs hitched to our signs
them up.
that we didn't okay, and the signs on the park,
Political signs are different.
that, we talk about, we always tell everybody how beautiful Bristol is, but when you drive into town and you've got these signs stuck all over the park, I just think it defaces what we have.
I
And
think-
that's my personal opinion, so,
Sure.
and nobody has
I
Nobody
can
has
see
said
why-
anything to me about
I
it.
could say
so.
like, this morning, if they put out the one farmer's market tonight, put it out every Monday morning, like the band concert puts one out, concert tonight, when they put it out Wednesday morning,
Right.
and
Yeah,
goes
that would
away
be,
Thursday morning.
that would be a core Meredith discussion, I guess. I assume, I know for the main Pocock sign, speaking to Courtney, that was something they did speak to Meredith about, just to put it temporarily up for a week, similar to the banner ones. The farmer's market ones, I don't know, and the ones on the entryway signs, I'm not sure. Given that we have talked about that in the past, and it was decided not to allow organizations to do that, I would say that those need to come down. It is a limited time, but it's for, 3 months or 4 months, so. I think on the park for a particular organization, especially as one that's as closely connected to the town as Core is, I think an exception can be made for on the town green, minimal signage, or if it's an event that's coming up and then happening and then done.
And also these
But I think
events
the
are
outer-
happening on the green
Yes,
itself, so
yeah.
having a sign there makes sense.
Yeah, but I do agree on the entryway signs, it muddies those a little bit.
I mean,
It does
especially
open
with
up,
all
like-
the time
Andy,
that
you're
was
right.
put into making those signs
Right,
I mean, you did a
presentable.
lot of work to put those signs up in the post and everything,
yeah.
you know, and yeah, I saw it too, and I'm going, I didn't ever, did I miss
Yeah.
that?
Well, you guys haven't been paying attention, cause they've been there since.
Oh, I
May.
have, I just don't, I need to write it down when I see it.
You need to
And then-
make a
And then I'll
list.
forget where I wrote it.
Make
Yeah.
a list.
Yeah,
It's
go
probably
to
just a
Siri,
holdover
send me
where
a reminder.
It had been done in the past and they thought, oh, it's something we can do, but I think I'm happy to reach out to the new director about that and speak with him about that.
Perfect.
Yeah, is that?
Sorry to turn you around.
I have one more question though. We've talked about doing the town meeting warning and that. Are we gonna get back to that before town meeting next year?
Sure, we've got 6 months.
Right.
Yeah, we had a year.
It'll dovetail in with
The
having.
Lincoln discussion.
Yeah,
Yeah, feedback
well,
for
we're 6 months there, we're 6 months on the police too.
Yeah.
And I understand stuff's been going on behind the scenes, but
Yeah,
there's nothing that we as a group have been involved in.
correct, and you'll be hearing more about that. There have been different events that you're able to attend, to be able to support the police department or ask questions or answer questions. I've been doing that as Bruce does them, but there will be more forthcoming in terms of surveys and things like that.
Sounds good.
That's all I have. Town administrators report.
All
What have
right,
you got for us, Greg?
Bristol West, tie-ins and testing are occurring on Taylor and Maple. Munson will go through and repave all those streets at one time, about mid-September when all that gets completed. Lawrence Memorial Library on Friday the state amended our contract on that renovation and increased our line by $310,000.
To cover the mitigation stuff.
And more.
And a little bit more.
Good.
Holly Hall's nearly done. They did blower door testing today, some more punch list items. I've got the balcony, dormer's done, there's some roofing, so there's a few things with Holly Hall that'll happen after the fact, because we're waiting on some folks. But it's just about done, so we'll be out getting revenue, running that back out to the public soon. 58th Street, E Street is under.
Down.
It's
Yeah.
demoed.
Yep.
Getting hosed down. You guys hit all those. We got elections tomorrow, so we need to wrap this up here quickly, so Sharon, get out of here. And
We gotta set up first.
Bristol's firefighter of the year. I don't know if anybody knows that. Talks about that.
Mott State firefighter of the year.
Yeah. Congrats, buddy.
Caleb Rockwood was maintenance technician of the year.
Was he? I did not know that.
That's great.
Well, that's fitting.
Yeah.
Yep, very fitting.
Kudos, man. Good
Yes,
job.
congratulations to both, both very well deserving.
Well, I don't know about that.
Wow.
Cousins.
I think that's too soon.
You can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your relatives, right, Chris?
Thanksgiving just got really hot.
It's a good thing I don't eat with you.
That's all I got, just some, in your packets there, I gave you some construction portfolio reports that just gives you what's gone out, what's coming back in, where we're at. There's far more detail, it's just kind of high level stuff for y'all, but.
I just want to say how much I appreciate these great reports and all of the reporting that you do. I really appreciate it. I feel like it's made the select board job pretty much easier.
Did we,
Like mine is this one.
did we put out for, job,
Yes,
for
Yes,
public
last
work?
week's Addison.
yeah, it's supposed to.
I don't read the Addison, I'm asking, just so that we all know.
I haven't seen it, it's posted though, I assume.
It's on the website.
Yeah.
It's on the website. Should have been in the Addison.
It was
this
last
past
week.
Thursday. It'll be in again this week.
Looking for a road crew member.
Gonna compete, Addison's looking for one, two, and someone else.
So Virginia's police department's looking for
Yeah.
officers.
Oh, well.
And the ad says,
Add to it, right?
I think the ad says, something like, cross something, where you can leave your department and come and
Yeah.
we'll keep your same benefits, and you're
Yeah.
saying, like, if you bring 10 years with us, you'll have 10 years on, that's what Virgin's ad says.
As your seniority, yeah.
That's senior.
As we keep moving down that police community discussion corridor, probably in the next month, I'm gonna take a look at the last contract you guys did.
We only
See
got
if
another
there's
year
any-
left on it, we are two. We have 1 year or 2 left on it.
There might be some things in there though that we could do that, I think there's just.
Make us more
I think there's-
palatable.
I haven't even had a chance to, not that I know more than anyone else, but there's gotta be some low hanging fruit, some things. We would only open up that contract to make it more beneficial to our officers and make the pay more competitive until we can bridge this gap.
I mean, we can make the pay more competitive, it doesn't have to follow the contract, but that's up to the town.
But we should decide that based on the analysis of.
Yeah,
I think part of what's gonna drive that is if we end up going town.
Right, exactly. We
You
need to know
can't
that
really,
first. Yeah.
there's only so much money with the taxpayers, tax base we have now.
Right.
well, we can do some analysis of the contract and we can do some future projections on that and kind of start moving some levers and see what we can do to help our guys out to improve pay and.
And there's also non-salary things that you can do as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things. I think that there's some room under opting out of the insurance. And by increasing some lines on the opt-out, it actually would save us, that would save the district. Well, mostly, largely impact the district taxpayers in that regard, or at least save them so we could help roll in some of that. So there is some low hanging, and they're open to discussing that, so. That'll be coming your way in the next couple of weeks, I guess. Anything else? Any questions from you all? No? No? All right, I don't have anything else.
Great, moving on. Number 6, other business, correspondence, reports, communications received. We have one letter from a resident who had concerns about the Lord's Prayer Rock. It's in your packet if you're interested in looking at that. It was mainly items speaking about dangers for pedestrians, bicyclists, traffic. That it was also an illegal billboard under Vermont law. That is also legal in Vermont and the U.S. Constitution due to separation of church and government. And then also it was made into a monument without a building permit. So
How do they know? They got the records from when it was done?
a number of things. So feel free to look through that if you have
Need a
questions
building
about
permit,
that. Or feel
I can't imagine they did, but.
There's no zoning, no building permit.
There's no zoning,
So there you go.
pre-existing.
I mean, historic sites predate those things, so.
Yeah.
Not a billboard.
Okay.
So item 7, executive session, not anticipated, so I will motion to adjourn.
Can we do a quick one for personnel?
Sure.
Just to
okay.
get an update? Sure. Or do you have an update?
Yeah, we can do it.
Okay.
For executive session.
That means you guys have to step out for 2 minutes.
Yeah, right.
That's all you got. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
it'll be
make-
quick. I mean,
Just do it for like 5 minutes, it doesn't really matter.
That's fine. If you say we need one, we should officially adjourn.
Make a motion to enter executive session to discuss personnel matters for
Okay.
1 VSA section 313.
Second. All those-
Section.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Invite Town Administrator Greg Faust to come. All those against? All right, we're in executive session.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
No, they're coming back to help us.
No, these